Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Case file number 1896, written by TyrannosaurusHecks. Bright blue beams, like laser dreams. I was a sophomore in college. I walked into my math class like any other day and sat in my usual spot, about 4 seats in the third row. Even though we didn't have assigned seats, there was always a girl sitting 2 seats to the left of me, empty seat between us, and her male friend to her left. They seemed to just be good friends, always laughing, never any reason to give me concern. This day in particular, I sat down, got my spiral and pencil out, and just quietly sat there, looking forward and thinking about what I was going to do after class. Suddenly, I got this eerie feeling. I looked up to my left and my heart practically stopped. The girl was staring straight at me, blank face, and her eyes were shining like a bright, piercing electric blue, shining like lasers. Nothing at all natural. I can't explain accurately. I was basically paralyzed and couldn't move or say anything. I eventually blinked and looked forward, then looked back and the girl's head was turned back to her friend as he was talking again. About 2 years later, I was with friends and we were driving to a restaurant. Traffic was building up since it was rush hour and we stopped in the right lane. I'm in the back seat and I happen to look up diagonally to the left and through the windshield. I look into the car sitting in the lane next to us. Its back bumper is parallel to our front bumper, so I can see the driver easily. He turned almost completely around and looked at me, staring intensely. Even from that distance, I could see his eyes were that piercing bright, laser-like blue, and I froze again. Just like the last incident, I was eventually able to blink, look away, and then immediately look back. The man was turned forward, the light turned green, and we all started moving forward. It's been about 15 years and I haven't experienced anything like that again, but it messed with my mind for a while. Case file 1896. Bright blue beams, like laser dreams. Yeah, this one is a proper glitch horror story. It's not really about the eyes gleaming. That's a bonus note, you could say. But it's about them staring at you. Like, this is all theater. And you're seeing behind the curtain, and you're not supposed to. You don't know how you are, but then they're just looking at you. It's like aliens possessing a body, and you're just part of this Truman experiment, and you're seeing people around you, but they aren't real. They aren't what we think of as real. Is that the case? Were they all robots, malfunctioning, displaying their piercing blue eyes? I don't know. I really don't know what this means, but I don't know if I want to know, honestly. Terrifying. Case file number 1897, written by Anonymous. Footsteps and flickers in the wee hours. When I was in college, I shared a house with 7 more students in an apartment, flat, whatever you want to call it. I live on the 3rd floor. I was socially awkward, so I didn't make friends with any of them. They'd leave the house at midnight to play football, and there's always this one animation student that stays in the house with me. One night I was staying up because I didn't finish my assignment as fast as I thought. Everyone either slept at their friend's house or played midnight football, but that night the animation student tagged along, so I was all alone in the apartment. Let me tell you about the apartment. It freaking sucks. Almost all of the lights are broken, my door handle is totally gone, leaving a weird circle hole, so that I can use my finger to actually lock and open my door through the gear or whatever you want to call it. We reported it to the college department, but they never did anything. That night I did my work in the dark on my study table in the living room. As I'm doing my assignment, I heard a chair noise from the room behind my back. I saw everyone literally stepped out from the house 2 hours ago, so I knew I was 100% alone. I decided to close my laptop and go to my room and sleep. I stood up, and naturally, my chair made a screech noise. The chair noise replied louder from the room behind me. I went to my room, used my nail to close the door, and slept. I woke up the next day with my door half open. I called my roommate and asked him whether he entered my room last night. He didn't. So there's that. I never really wanted to work late at night again. At least, that's what I told myself that day. 2 weeks later, I got an assignment that required me to stay up. I also took an animation course, and that crap was tiring. I started around 10 p.m., and then my housemates went out to play football, except for the animation student, which calmed me a bit. Around 12, he went out because he received a call from someone while holding his motorcycle helmet. He's 100% not coming back. So I tried to do my job without overthinking about the room behind me. I can't roam around at night, because the security dude would ask me if I tried to sneak into the girl's apartment. I have friends, but I don't want to knock on the doors at 12. So I called my mom, I saw her online, and we talked a bit about life and stuff. I calmed down a bit and continued my work. Around 2 a.m., I heard it again. You know it's from the same floor, because my floor was vibrating. I did what every stupid character does in movies. I stood up and checked the room. I'm not sure why. I just felt like if there's no one in the room, I'd convince myself there's nothing to be afraid of. I checked under the bed and crap, nothing. I closed the room and then continued my work. From my peripheral view, I can see that the door opens slightly, more and more, but very slowly. Subtle, but you can tell. I was shaking, and to be honest, I kind of froze. And then I felt something touch my leg. It was a hanger. It hit my leg, and when I looked down, it was still moving and rattled on the floor. Something threw a plastic hanger from the room behind me. I decided it was too much for me, and I got out of the house and took a walk downstairs. The guard asked what I was doing. I lied and said I was waiting for my laundry to dry. There's a mini doby at the lowest floor. I didn't sleep at my apartment often since then. I decided to sleep at my house, which is around 40 minutes to an hour away, because of that crap. Apparently, my neighbor's house experienced something weird too, so I guess it's not just me. It's not really scary, but I felt uncomfortable for not being able to explain what happened, and I don't like that. Now I'm doing much better. I have lots of friends and changed my course. It's a fun story to tell. Caissons file 1897. Footsteps and flickers in the wee hours. So your reactions to these scenarios, with the chair moving in a different room and no one being there, I wouldn't be as nonchalant as you are, even though I don't even think most spirits are, malicious, but even then, it's so unusual, I would be unsettled to my core. Even though I don't think I would die or anything like that, it's just, it's almost like where you have pests I'm not saying spirits are a pest, but sort of in a sense, you can think of it like something is there that isn't supposed to be. And that will bother you. Now, of course, towards the end, you do decide to run away, and props you. And it's funny because you are such an introvert like me. Maybe that's the only thing that would have kept me there too. You didn't want to go down and leave just because of the security guard being there and having to interact socially in real life. You'd rather face the ghost instead. I get it. Now time for the joke of the day. What's 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 2/4 goat? Chicago. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.